Hey guys, Jericho from Massredemption here, and today we're going to be showing you a controller fix for Splinter Cell Conviction on Windows 10. I can't tell you for Windows 11, I can't tell you for Linux, Windows 10. We're going to be looking at, it's posted by Kenny here, it's a great walkthrough on how to fix the controller, and it works for about 90% of controllers. And it also goes into explanation and detail of why controllers don't necessarily work for the game. My old video was recorded on Windows 7 and it is about almost a decade old. So obviously that one doesn't work anymore as the Steam overlay and many things have changed since then. So we're going to go through each step, and I'm going to paraphrase a lot of this, but I'll leave a link to this Steam form in the description so you can follow it step by step. And again, when you're messing with a game this old, not everything works out all the time. And this is just a controller fix. If you're having problems with the game launching, or the game starting, or the game crashing, that's hardware. As time goes on, newer hardware isn't, older games and newer hardware don't get along. There would be different guides for that. If you want me to look into it, just ask and I'll try to look into it. But please don't fill the comment section with, well, the game won't launch, or this would. There's going to be problems. The game is old, not supported by Ubisoft anymore. The services are down, the servers are gone. So please don't fill up the comment section with useless comments like that don't help anybody. It's just the way of the game when you play old stuff like this. So we're going to go in step by step and follow this guide. It's pretty much, I'll be paraphrasing, but pull up this guide on the side, watch the video all the way through, and read through the guide several times before you make stuff. And backup files too. Anything we remove or delete, make a copy and put it off somewhere, just in case. Or don't empty your recycling bin just yet. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to this setup here, which is the program data, Ubisoft Conviction, and leave that slash blank. So if you open up to here and do just this PC, go ahead and paste that URL in. Let's make sure I have it copied just like they have it. Go ahead and do that. Control V in there. Do not click any suggested, just hit enter. It will pop up with your conviction, user PC INI. First things first, like they say in the guide, this will remove any of your settings. So when you reload the game, you'll have to reapply your graphics settings and anything else you had enabled, which it's not really that tedious. That game has like 5 graphical settings, so it won't hurt you that bad. So we're going ahead and take this, and if we follow the guide, delete the file named convictionuserpc.ini. It's right there. So we're just going to go ahead and click it, right click, and go ahead and delete it. That is the first step to the guide. And he also does a good job of answering questions. Why do I need to delete the conviction user PC INI file? And he goes into an answer. This step I found was needed due to any fixes I applied not working at all. This was probably the problem with my original guide. I didn't put it in there, so a lot of the fixes didn't actually apply. That's my bad. Different era of Jericho. Older Massredemption, I wasn't as thorough. But because the game had stored the wrong controller settings in this file, it seems any fixes were doomed to fail. So that's an important step to delete that file. Now to download the fix. The fix is right here from Real Rufo. It's a controller fix. You want to download both files available, which it's a Google Drive. So we got 2 of these right here. We want to go ahead and go ahead and download the zip. There we go. We're going to go ahead and just put it on our desktop in terms of the video. So conviction zip on our desktop. And open it right here. Both our files are right there. I recommend using WinRAR. If you're ever doing any PC fixing, modding, anything with PC, WinRAR is usually the, lack of a better term, industry standard. And it's completely free. They won't go after you for not buying a license. but everybody uses WinRAR, so it's the go-to. It's very rare if you run into a 7-zip file user or anything along those lines. But make sure you have WinRAR. I'm not going to do a video on how to get WinRAR. Like, there's plenty of those. So we can go ahead and minimize this for now. Now we have our two files, the profile default PCINI and the, of course, our .dil file. Anytime you're fixing any older game, .dil files are crucial. Grand Theft Auto 4 is a good example to get it to bypass games for Windows Live. Fable 3, same deal, bypass games for Windows Live. .dil files are your usual fixes for that. Obviously modified .dil files. Okay, so we got our two downloaded files from Real Rufo's controller fix, which the Reddit post is also there if you want to check out the original Reddit post. So what you want to do is place the two files in the download. Again, I'm just following along here into the location you installed the game, obviously. So for my example, if I open another file explorer right now, my example would be in my M.2, would be my Steam library, Steam apps, common, and then we want to scroll down till we find Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. And there it is, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. And what does he want us to do? So we got Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. We want to go into the SRC. We want to go into the system. Overwrite the original profile default PCINI when asked. So we want to place both the files in there. We can just drag over here, highlight both the files, drag and drop. It's going to ask, hey, do you want to replace that? Yep. And again, this is going to reset your graphical settings. It should not mess with your save data, especially if your save data is on the cloud. It should not mess with your save data. But again, old games, finicky, things are going to go wrong. Take that with a grain of salt. So we're just going to minimize that for now. And then why do I need to overwrite the profile default PCINI file? Because there are entries for Logitech and Theatec controllers which have been removed. When Conviction doesn't detect an Xbox 360 controller, it falls back to the Logitech type. So that's often out where if you have an Xbox controller and you're like, why is B A and X is B and all that? That's because it's trying to tell you, hey, no, this is a Logitech controller, even though it's an Xbox controller. And that should be it. You'll have to go back in and reconfigure your controller settings and everything and make sure it works. I'll do another recording in-game with the controller. I'm using a third-party aftermarket Xbox One plug-and-play controller, basically a corded controller, but it is an Xbox One controller. So I'll be back with that footage, and yeah, okay. Alright, so we're loading into the game right now. For reference, if you ever load this game with Discord, it's a lot like Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic. Discord's overlay tends to fuck with these older games. So I just hit A on my controller. Stick's working. D-pad's working. A. Extras. B. Back. Everything's working as intended. Again, I'm using a generic Xbox One controller. Corded. Everything should work. When you use a PlayStation controller, obviously the keybinds are going to be a little... Keybinds, I'm sorry, forgive me. Button prompts are going to be a little bit different. Just because it wasn't... This game was never on a PlayStation. I don't believe Conviction ever dropped on PlayStation. I think it was Xbox only. I only remember it on the Xbox 360. If you want to correct me and say it was on like the PlayStation 3, you can. But I only remember Xbox 360 and PC, so forgive me if I'm incorrect. But that's it. That's all you got to do. Be cautious of alt-tabbing. Older games like this, when you alt-tab out of them, they turn to a black screen. That's a whole different area of fixing. You might just have to send it to windowed or something. That's it. It works. It's perfect. Play away. That's all I can give you guys. Seriously, just follow the guide step by step. The guide will be linked in the description. So if you get in that comment section and ask me, where's the guide? I swear to God, I will not respond to you. I will not. I'll leave your shit on red. It's in the description. Just hit down on the description and the link will be right there. This is a more modern fix. It's a more convenient fix. And please, for the love of God, stop commenting on the old video that doesn't work. That shit was on Windows 7, dog. Of course it doesn't work no more. Windows 7 has a lot of different built-in features than Windows 10, 11, and so on and so forth, because you have to manually download the runtimes now to play certain games, and you have to manually fix little weird decisions Ubisoft and other companies made. It's that easy, man. Don't come after the messenger. Go after the companies that refuse to fix their older games and still sell them at full price. Love you guys. Thank you for the support. Check out my music, JerichoMorrison.com. That's how you can support me if you want to support me. Buy a tune, buy a record, whatever you can do. No Ko-Fi anymore, no Discord anymore, no Patreon anymore. I figured the music site was enough if you wanted to support me. Otherwise, just enjoy the videos, leave a like. Follow that guide step by step and back up your files. I can't emphasize that enough. Back up your files. Don't remove them completely, just in case you have to revert back. And again, you'll have to reset up your settings. Obviously, like my Splinter Cell right now looks like fucking shit because its defaults are set to low. It doesn't scan your hardware like most games do. Hope that helped. Thank you very much.